Hi everyone! In the era of fusion biopsy and focal therapy, the accurate location of prostate cancer using prostate MRI is critical. The region map, currently divided into 42 regions, based on McNeil's anatomy, it's a wonderful tool for radiologists and neurologists to schematize the tumor location. While it correlates excellently with pathology, it might not be as precise as we need it to be. In fact, our sensitivity for lesions localizations is better in the middle gland than in the apex or in the base. This discrepancy arises because of anatomical variations due to the embryologic and anatomical complexity of prostate development. For example, the anterior expansion and the middle lobe, classified by the Randall system, they made the anterior part of the prostate higher than the peripheral part. This is why strictly dividing the prostate in 3 equal parts may incorrectly classify a peripheral zone lesion. At the apex, the peripheral zone can finish lower or higher or at the same level of the transitional zone, which is reflected as the classification called Lee types. This is especially problematic for anterior lesions, which may be misclassified as belonging to the middle gland when they are actually in the apex. To address these variations, we propose to squeeze the prostate into the regional map with a simple and intuitive method that we will now present. The method can be broken down in 3 simple steps: identification of key anatomical structure, delineation of chronicle lines under division, and delineation of horizontal lines. Let me explain this more graphically. To identify the key anatomical structures, we have to localize ourselves in the middle of the gland, in the sagittal plane, with an axial plane beside to check. First structure, it's the prostatoseminal angle between the seminal vesicles and the peripheral zone. The second posterior structure is the very end of the peripheral zone in posterior. Don't forget to check in the axial plane. We now pass to the anterior part, where we will use the inflection point between the bladder neck and the prostate, as well as the anterior end of the prostate. Also, don't forget to verify that in the axial plane. Using the identified structures, we draw 2 vertical lines joining them. The posterior one, we will divide it into 3 parts, and the anterior one in 2 parts. The key rule is that these lines do not need to be at the same height or parallel. The horizontal lines will join the second posterior with the first anterior, the third posterior with the second anterior, and the 2 lower points. And like this, we can have all the prostate shapes divided perfectly into base, middle gland, and apex. Using this method, we can successfully squeeze the prostate into the regional map, regardless of its shapes. This improves the accuracy and ensures the primary objective of contemporary prostate MRI: precise lesion localization. At this time, you are in the middle of the video. Please take a pause or maybe a coffee, because now we're going into the PAX-beam tutorial. Using PAX-beam, it's very simple. The first thing to notice is the list of studies that is in the site. When this icon is on, you are able to scroll. You probably noticed those small dots. Those are the ROIs that you're going to localize. To split your screen in 2, you will use this and select 2 squares. It will allow you to see axial and sagittal plane at the same time. You can choose if you want to display or not the reference line using this icon. Now you are ready to draw your lines. Select the A for the annotations and look for the ruler. This will allow you to draw lines making a click in the beginning and a click in the end. Please notice that you can draw any line that you want, but you cannot erase them. It is possible to move them along the image and place them wherever you want. Like this, you will do your lines in the posterior part divided by 3, and after that, in the anterior part divided by 2. You continue drawing your horizontal lines. Now the division is made, you go back to the scrolling icon and you can scroll in the axial and see the different color dots that will indicate the rows that you have to locate: apex, middle gland, and prostate base. Let's do it one more time just to check. You click on the case, you scroll, you split your screen in 2, you start your division. If you're not sure, you go back to scroll, you start drawing your lines. Please notice that the dots are in both axial and sagittal plane. You can scroll in sagittal plane also to localize them. Once the lines are drawn, you cannot erase them. You can move them along all the image and make them bigger or smaller. Also, they will be only in one cut. So if you scroll in the sagittal plane, you will see your dots, but you won't see your lines in all the cuts. You have to replace to see your division in the central sagittal plane. Et voilà! You're ready to localize your lesions into apex, middle gland, and base. Now you know how to use the tools, so let's get to work. Thank you for watching.